9mm, fired 33 shots on that train, set off at least 2 smoke bombs, according to police, and inside his bag were additional smoke bombs, fireworks, gasoline, other rounds of ammo. So the question investigators have is, was that the target where he carried out that attack? Or they spoke to that witness who said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oops," as if he accidentally set off the device and then pulled out the gun and started shooting.
Yeah, a lot to unfold, no question. No doubt there's a lot to unfold. This is just wild, y'all. I mean, but at the same time, it shouldn't be shocking because, man, this is the world we're living in, unfortunately. There's a lot of people out here with radical ideologies. Despite what you may be hearing from the mainstream, I'm under the impression that those who lean more left are more prone to it. And here's why. Let me explain why I believe that to be the case. Look at what goes on. Just a few days ago, what's the guy? Colonel Allen West was attempting to speak at a college, and these people got all enraged or protesting to the point to where he had to be escorted out by the police.
Tense moments at the University at Buffalo Thursday night. This is video from outside an event called America is Not Racist, Why American Values Are Exceptional with Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. He's an Army veteran and politician, most recently serving as the Texas Republican Party chairman.
We want to bring these dialogues to campus, which was one of the reasons we brought Allen West.
Therese Purcell is president of UB's Young Americans for Freedom, the club that invited West.
We think everyone has a right to express their opinion, so we purposely left half of the event to have an open Q&A for people who disagree to come respectfully ask him a question, and then we can engage in this healthy dialogue.
There was some tension inside the event, but even more so outside. When West was finished, he was escorted out by police. Purcell says West was followed by hundreds of students and claims she was followed as well.
I started to sprint away from them and thankfully got like a second ahead of them and darted into one of the men's bathrooms. And while I was in the bathroom hiding from them, I could hear screaming throughout campus of, "Where is she? Where is she? We need to find her."
And time again, when conservative speakers, and I'm talking about people who just hold to values and views that 10 years ago wouldn't even have been questionable, wouldn't even have been alarming to anybody or to very few people. Now these people are feeling emboldened to the point to where they can lash out and they can attack. 2020 was a prime example of the foolishness that has spread throughout our society in recent years. And if you ask me, first and foremost, it goes back to a godless society, a culture that's growing increasingly secular. I think that's at its foundation, that's our biggest issue. But I think if you tie in the anti-bullying campaign, this radical LGBT push, various philosophical positions like moral relativism, when you put in views that espouse that there is no truth or truth is relative to the individual, you're going to get this kind of nonsense. You're going to get people who instead of being prepared to have a dialogue, to have a discussion about what it is that they believe, their response is to lash out and to attack and to whine and cry and get emotional. As a postmodern, Dwayne, thank you, brother. Thank you. That postmodernism, that worldview, that perspective has done so much damage to our modern culture. And just as a quick aside, I was watching some show, and I think it was talking about Gold Star families that have lost might have lost a loved one during the war on terror, in particularly. And they were talking about how there are a lot of they have programs where they put these kids through college, the children of these veterans, these veterans who died in the war, they put them through college. And there's a part of me that thinks that that's a good thing, but there's a stronger part of me that is like, to what end? So what we're going to do is we're going to make it easier for our young people to go to these places that are teaching them to hate our God, teaching them to hate us, teaching them that every white person is inherently racist. It's totally nuts. And so if I haven't made it clear, I'm not a fan of the academic college these days. I think if you are going to send your kids off to college, especially as a believer or as a conservative, I think you had better make sure that they are prepared for the onslaught that they're going to receive. They better be solid in what they believe and why they believe it, and be strong enough to not be pushed around by peer pressure.